selfishly, I wanted, if you were ever going to see the outline of my dick, I wanted the little
Head.
mushroom cap.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think you get that when you are uncircumcised.
I'm so conscious of that. I never even thought of that before. And then I posted that picture and everyone was like, yo, we can see the tip of your dick. And I was like, oh, yeah. And that
You're
now
like,
when
yeah,
I...
that was the point.
No.
Good boys.
How's it going?
Good.
We're in our cream colors today.
Yeah.
Despite it all, we end up matching somehow.
No matter what.
I like this corduroy baseball hat.
Oh, you do? You know what? I have you seen my suede one? It's like
I think so. What
cream
color is it?
suede.
Yeah.
And Em's brother asked what I wanted for Christmas, and Em was like, oh, you know what? He loves this hat and it's pretty fucked up. And he was like, no worries, I got you, and bought this, and it wasn't the
Oh, that's
same.
cute. Yeah.
But I love it.
Yeah, that's cute.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Can I say that? Yeah.
You can say that.
I've been sleeping like shit.
Okay.
I don't know why. Nightmares, waking up in the middle of the night.
No way.
Waking up like, when you like wake up like an hour before your alarm. And
Yeah,
then
it's the worst.
the past couple nights, it's just been that.
Fuck.
Britt won't stop snoring.
Oh.
I like shake her body in like a crazy way. She wakes up and is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, I did a really Canadian sorry just there.
You did?
Sorry.
Sorry.
Flips over like whatever. And then in my head, I'm like, okay, I told her like whatever. She doesn't remember. So the next morning, she's always like, did I snore last night? And I'm like, yes, I had to throw you off of the bed.
What you need to do is just do a shift on the side. Yeah, so you got to do a gentle roll on the side.
Yeah. So here's the thing. We do that.
You do it?
Yeah. And then this morning she was like, oh my God, like you need to tell me this. And I'm like, we have a full conversation about it in the night, but she's not there mentally. And then she's always like, she has the mouth tape and the nose strips. And she's like, just tell me, I'll wear the nose strips. I'm like, there's been times where you're wearing the mouth tape and the nose strips and you are still snoring.
No
so
way.
like they just don't work for her.
Huh.
Yeah.
Does she have like a deviated septum?
She sleeps with her mouth completely open. Like,
yeah.
So it must be some kind of like air movement that's creating something,
Right.
but it's gnarly.
Yeah.
Like it's like for like a little thing like her, you're like, how are these noises coming out of you?
Em snores a little bit, but when she does, I just do the roll on the side and she stops. But she never remembers me rolling her.
Interesting.
I'm such a sensitive sleeper though. Like I don't even blame her. Like I am like a little noise and I'm like boom, awake.
It's so hit or miss for me about like what my body wants to be woken up by.
Oh really?
Yeah. I've also like have this like semi sleep paralysis that keeps happening. Have I told you about the lady in my room?
What the fuck? No.
It's something that happened to me when I was like in high school and like.
Dude, is this like real trauma we're going into now?
No, it's not a real. I'm like hallucinating.
Great.
It's sleep paralysis.
That's way worse.
Basically in high school, I was like had all these like sleeping problems. I was like afraid, literally like afraid to sleep. Like it would be like 4 a.m. full lights in my bedroom, like whatever. It's like I'm a miracle I made it to school any day. And like if I had like a pile of laundry like on a chair in the corner of the room or something, because I'm staying up so late, I'm like hallucinating that it's a person in the corner of the room. And it like went away for a really long time. But like in the past couple of months, like I'll be sleeping and I have a Monstera plant in my corner of the bedroom, and it's next to a lamp, next to a mirror. And like I will just jolt up out of bed, and I know that it's happening, but I can't control, like I can't get out. I'll jolt up and I'll be like, I'll stare at the lamp and I'll start like heavy breathing, like I'm really afraid of it, like afraid of the plant or whatever, because in my head, like it's so weird. Visually I am seeing the plant, but in my head I am seeing a woman standing in the corner.
You're still asleep.
I'm like asleep but awake at the same time.
Fuck.
And I'll be like hyperventilating, like I'll be like afraid. I even like sweat a little bit, and then if Britt wakes up, she's like, it's okay, like it's the plant, like it's whatever. So we always joke and like we refer to like the lady in the corner of the room.
Oh my God.
And like sometimes it's the lamp or like whatever. It's so weird because there's such a disconnect between visually what I'm seeing and the fear that it's instilling in me. It's like so weird, and so that has also been happening, and so it's just messing with my sleep.
God, I'm so sorry. That sounds pretty traumatic, to be honest with you.
It's like it's funny, but yeah, I don't know.
Damn.
It's not like she's holding a knife and like threatening to come to me. It's like she's just standing there.
Sure, but I don't want to see a woman in my room at night. You know what I mean? In the corner. I don't want to see it.
Anyway, so that's why
So tell me, I don't know if we should be doing this at tea time or what, but you you kept a promise and I broke a promise, and I think we should talk about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, a few weeks back, we were saying that Motti was going to try packing,
Mm-hmm.
and I was going to try douching,
Mm-hmm.
and Motti at least kept his promise.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about it.
I bought a packer. I guess it makes sense to just like I
Yeah.
got it. Should we say company names?
I don't know.
All right, I bought
Maybe
a
not.
packer online.
Yeah, but
4-inch cut.
cut. You got cut in the
I
end.
got cut
Yeah,
in
you
the
did say
end.
that. Yeah,
I just don't feel like I'm uncut.
I think I'm cut
Yeah.
too.
And maybe that's just because what I was used to seeing when I was sleeping with men. I saw one with like the 40 men that I've slept with,
You said 40 men.
give or take,
Huh.
between 30 and 40.
Okay. I didn't know it was that many.
I have a high body count
Yeah. I have a high
because now
female body count.
my women have surpassed
Okay. Yeah.
the men.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I've slept with like one guy. I've
I
seen
was a
like two
slut.
penises.
Yeah.
I know, but I just didn't slut or not. I just didn't. I think I'm probably a slut with women. I just didn't enjoy it that much.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy it either. And let me tell you, a lot of those numbers were not
Fun times.
Fun times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like like between 30 and 40.
Okay.
One of them was uncut.
Wow.
Yeah. And it jarred me when I saw it. Not
did?
to body shame or anything.
Sure,
now
yeah.
now it's normal, like whatever. I get that they're different, but because I didn't know there was another option.
How does it work here? Because I feel like I'm going to say some shit and people are going to be like, that's not right and problematic. But my experience in the UK, at least, is that black guys are cut always.
Okay.
And the white guys that I've seen, even if I haven't slept with them, but just, you see penises,
Yeah.
have been uncut.
Interesting.
Unless they're my Jewish friends.
Yeah, 'cause-
Sure.
yeah.
So, but is there any themes here, or is it just...
I know that like I know like Irish people don't really cut. Mm-hmm. I think that's a thing. It might be like a European thing. Yeah, I don't know like what I think more often than not it's cut.
Right. Interesting.
My parents
'Cause I
didn't
think- I feel-
circumcise my brother.
They didn't?
No. But my mom is also like, we were born at home and like kind of she didn't want to do like, not that it whatever, I'm not going to take a grandstand, but she didn't want to do, like infant genital mutilation or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think if I had a little boy, a little like, would I? No, I don't think I would circumcise him, but I don't know why. That's my answer.
Yeah.
Because I feel like in my heart, I have
Yeah.
a circumcised dick.
Yeah. But here's the thing, you can always get it circumcised when you're 15, like
Sure.
when you want to make that decision. I don't have a penis, so I don't feel authority to say anything, but like I do, it is like, I don't know, you take the baby away and go like clamp down his foreskin. It could be
It's
potentially
kind of
traumatic.
crazy. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And then also the other thing is they say there's more pleasure with the foreskin.
Yeah.
If you have it.
But then I guess you don't.
You don't know
very
what
few
you don't
people
have.
that can compare. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'd love to talk to someone who got an adult
Yeah,
circumcision.
totally.
But anyway, I went with cut because that
Okay.
feels. Also, selfishly, I wanted, if you were ever gonna see the outline of my dick, I wanted the little
Head.
mushroom cap.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't think you get that when you are uncircumcised.
I'm so conscious of that. I never even thought of that before, and then I posted that picture, and everyone was like, "Yo, we can see the tip of your dick," and I was like, "Oh yeah." And that
You're
now
like,
when
yeah,
I
that was the point.
no, it wasn't even the point, but I didn't think about it too much because
Yeah.
I thought all guys you could see it, but not
Depending
so.
on what they're wearing. I mean, you were in your underwear.
Yeah, but then when I looked through other guys, I was like, "Oh, you can't see the shape. Like you can see the actual
Yeah.
shape of the end of mine."
Well, silicone
Exactly, it's
technology
just a
has only
little bit,
come
yeah,
so far.
100%.
But no, I mean, I sent you a picture of my pecker in my for them boxers, and you could see that. But I'm also like, I feel like you could see that with guys sometimes.
I think so. Just not as prominent,
Whatever.
Whatever.
You could just. Sorry, I have a huge dick. Sorry, the tip of my dick is huge.
Exactly.
Girls
Would you want me
complain
to-
about it all the time. Well, I don't know what you want me to do. But yeah, so I got one. So here's my thing. a lot squishier than I thought it was going to be, which is actually a good thing because I'm so used to straps that are like pretty firm.
It depends which one you get though, because I have
well,
like
not
five.
the hyper realistic.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have like 5 packers and one of them's really squishy, but then
Yeah.
the one on the picture where you can see the proper tip
Yeah.
is a little turgid. Did I just fucking make this word up?
It would be so funny if you made up a word. It'd be so funny if you just made up a word.
Did I just make up a word?
Oh, okay, wait. I lied. Swollen, distended, or congested.
Your dick is swollen.
My dick is swollen. So it was the perfect. So yeah, I didn't make up a word, and it was the perfect descriptor. Thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah.
I have a swollen.
I'm gonna
dick.
add that to my lexicon.
Great. Okay, so tell me. So you put it in. How'd it feel?
I put it in. It felt good. I get what everyone's talking about, how it's like consistently stimulating your clit while you walk
Totally,
around because
like,
yeah,
100%.
I was figuring out like the placement for a while because I'm like, okay, got like cis men have like these longer torsos, and I feel like a dick starts lower than where our
Totally.
anatomy starts.
Yeah. I see what
Right?
you're
Because
saying.
it's like at
well,
the
the balls
bottom
are
of
like
the pelvic-
way under, right?
Yeah. So I was trying to figure out like where to place it because I feel like at first it was like up too high. And then the second part of that was I was like, well, cis guys are always like picking a side to put their dick, but the packer falls pretty naturally like in the middle.
Right.
But so I was trying to like manually put it to the side.
Okay.
What else? It's fun. It was like really fun, and then I got to be like on the like on this when I'm sitting on the subway, or like if I was wearing it now, like it is fun to have that little bulge there.
Yeah. I'm wearing one.
Yeah. But felt good. Felt fine. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, like I liked it a lot. I guess I'm like I just need to buy more boxers so that I
Yeah,
could wear
totally.
it more often. Right now I have like one pair of boxers that I could wear them in, and all my buddies like cut a hole in their like non-packing boxers to do it, and I'm just like boxers are so expensive. I'm not trying to like
Don't do that.
rip a bunch of holes in them. But no, it was really fun. I like it. It feels sexy. I don't feel like I used to do when I packed with socks, where I'm like everyone's looking at my dick, probably because I was making them way too big.
Right. Okay.
But it's fun. Yeah. I haven't done anything. I've there's hasn't been anything sexual with the packer or anything yet. But I like it.
Yeah. I find that like when I wear it, I think I don't want to speak on all trans people, but I think for me, I'm often out of my sexual body. You know, I think it's easy for me to flip into like this mental space of sex versus physical body place of sex, and I think that's due to like dysphoria and probably habit, to be honest, just like always dissociating and masturbating with things I don't have physically, and so like I'm always in my head. So what was amazing for me when I started wearing it, and why like every day I'll wear it, and if I don't wear it, Em will be like, hey, put your packer in, because I think she's connected it to as well. When I have it in, I'm more grounded in my body. I feel like more connected in general. So not just with me, but with her and interacting in the world. And so she always reminds me. But it's funny how it just like literally grounds me in my root chakra.
Yeah.
Like truly, I can feel this like energy around my.
I mean, for sure. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can you feel that?
Yeah.
And then it means that like, it's funny. Yeah, it rubs on your clit, so you're constantly. Not ready, but you just feel sort of engaged in a way that you can tap into it easily, you know? And I love that.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's how guys feel,
I know like just walking around dick first.
Yeah.
Turgid dick. Leading the way.
Swollen dick, just
Swollen dick.
leading the way.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I like it. And when I mean like something sexual, I don't even mean, but like I think about like in movies and TV shows where like if I'm like sitting here and if I had like a chick next to me and just like the
Just
grabbing
like rubbing
of
it.
it.
Yeah. Have
I'm
you
just
done that?
like,
You haven't done that yet?
No.
I'll text Britt. I'll be
Yeah.
like, grab his dick.
Well, it's funny because when I got it in the mail, like I had gotten home from work, it was in the mail room, and then she was like on her way to go wherever she was going for the night, and so like I put it in the boxers and I like took what I consider a sexy mirror, like just like a mirror pic. It's actually the same picture I sent you, and well, because I just took a certain picture, and then I sent it to Britt. And with trans stuff, she's always trying to like stay pretty like neutral because so I took this picture, you saw what it looked like, and I sent it to her, and she goes, "Oh, nice. How does it feel?" Like trying to pressure test how I felt about it before reacting positively in case maybe
100%.
I didn't like it or something. And I was like, I responded back in quotes. I was like, "Oh, nice." I was like expecting her to send like
Like,
the
you're
sweating
so
emoji
sexy.
and
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
and like start barking because like if I sent her sexy pictures, she's like, "I'm on all fours barking like a dog," like really hyping me up. And she
Yeah.
goes, "Oh, nice." And I was like, "Oh my god, you hate my dick." She was like, "No, I just like wanted to see how you felt about it before I like hyped it up or
Yeah.
like whatever." And I was like, "Okay, I guess that's a good call, but like you can thirst now, please."
Yeah.
And I sent it to like my trans guy group chat, and they were all like barking on
Yeah.
the on all fours, barking like a dog.
I understand though, because if Em was here, she'd be like, no, because I do it all the time. I'm like, do you prefer me packing or not packing? And she's like, I like both. I think both are sexy. Like, what do you think? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like, just fucking tell me what
Yeah.
you like. You know
I'm
what I mean?
like, but you couldn't have distilled from this photo that I took that I'm liking how it like come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it feels a bit like if you're like we've had it where I'm like watching a movie and she like touches it and stuff and it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's sexy,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like that's
Yeah.
really fun. So we'll see.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
I'm
thank
sorry
you.
I let the side down. So I didn't douche,
That's okay,
guys.
yeah.
But the thing is, the reason I didn't douche, I actually really wanted to, but it's super overwhelming. I
Yeah.
like Googled it 18 times. There's just so many of these things and they look so different.
Yeah.
Also, one of our LGBTQ investors, he has a fund that only invests in queer people, so it's pretty cool. Check it out. It's called Chasing Rainbows. Cute. Anyway, he invested in a company, and so it's a like new age douching company, and they have these balls, okay, that are like filled with stuff, and it basically cleans out your butthole. You put it into your butthole, and then it disintegrates and like absorbs into your butthole to clean it. And they made it specifically for anal sex.
But what's the force? What pushes it out?
It disintegrates into the body. I think it's like a bio material.
Oh, but I thought the whole point was douching was that it is expelling things from that's
Well, I think
inside
it
out.
grabs all the stuff, and then you probably go to the bathroom.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know.
Yeah.
But-
so like a suppository.
I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, for the
cool,
butt.
okay.
Exactly. And so they did that technology.
Bath bomb, butt
Exactly.
bomb.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So then I was hearing that on that he was telling me about this thing, and originally it was for anal sex, but now they're realizing it's another way. For example, say if you have surgery and your stomach is sensitive and you need to take in certain medications, you can do it in this form.
Oh, you can
basically.
boof 'em.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
now they're using this technology. So it's really cool in lots of ways. But all that being said, I asked him about it, and then he was telling me about that. And then there was all these different times, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to buy here. And then I read a few terrible Reddit threads about that it can be quite dangerous,
Oh.
douching. And I was like, oh God, I need to find the right one. And then I just sagged myself out. So
Yeah.
if anyone has any recommendations.
Yeah. Well, to be fair to you, the reason I put off getting a packer for so long was just because of the overwhelming amount of possibilities.
Right.
There's too many options.
Yeah,
So
totally.
I totally get it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of guys just go to CVS and like get the
Yeah.
douche in a box there.
Yeah, I probably have
But
thought
I don't
it.
know. No, I mean, take your time. Do you
It's never a
do you
bonus
receive
podcast.
anally
No.
ever? Oh,
well,
this is just for cleanliness.
Well, that's a tough question. Occasionally, when we're having sex, I will like take a finger in the butt, but we don't really talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not acknowledged. I think she would acknowledge it, but
Yeah.
I think she thinks I don't want to acknowledge it.
Okay,
So we
gotcha.
don't talk about it.
Yeah.
But it feels great.
Oh, it's amazing. Brett's gonna
Do
kill
you?
me for saying this, but like not currently with my. We don't. There's no.
You have not done that.
No.
You've
So
done that in life. But
I've
not
done
with
it in
Brit.
life. Britt is a no butthole person.
Okay.
Give and or take. But one time she's gonna kill me for saying this, but she'll appreciate it. One time she was, I was bottoming, I guess is the best way to describe it without getting graphic. And a tip was around the rim of
Okay.
my butthole. And
Fingertip?
yeah, like it wasn't in or anything, but
It's
it was
just
like
around
pressure
there.
on it.
Yeah.
Because when you're fingering
Sure,
and then,
sure,
yeah. And I soon after completed, and I was like, should I say something? And I was like, oh, you like tried out something new, and she was like, literally like, don't bring it up. I realized after like I didn't do that on purpose, like, but because she's very, how some girls are so anti like
Yeah, totally.
blah blah blah, and so she is. But I mean, I love it. But it's just so funny. She was
Yeah.
like, I was like, did you know that you did that? And she was like, don't talk about it.
But she didn't.
And I was like, oh my God, you love anal. Yeah, I was just making fun of her.
It turned into
But
this.
listen, it's a thing for a reason. Come on.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know whether this is the case because I hadn't done it a bunch before. I'd given it a lot in my life. I had a girlfriend that loved it for a long period of time. So I would like strap her like that, like anally. But I'm open to it. I don't really mind. It doesn't. I don't think it's sexier than any other thing. It was just like a thing that we did and she enjoyed, so whatever. But I'd never really received it up until we tried this. But I wondered whether it started to feel really good now because I'm taking testosterone. But I don't know if it is that true that you like grow.
I don't think you grow it.
You grow a prostate.
Do you? You
That's
grow
what I thought.
prostate glands in your vaginal canal.
In the vaginal canal?
Yeah.
For sure.
This is something that, shout out Max Gross, trans man, comedian and writer at Autostraddle, sometimes did this whole thing, and because we go to the same trans man doctor, PCP, and he was like, yeah, you'll grow prostate glands in your vagina.
That is so funny because I've been thinking, well, that's why I like to receive anal because I've probably just got a prostate there. But it's like, no, you always liked it.
We can look it up. I mean, it very well. I'm so, I take the drug and I don't know every single side effect.
Sure.
But it's very possible that it does. Or even, it's the same as like, okay, like if we have phantom dick, why can't we have phantom prostate gland? Sure. Why not?
Yeah. We weren't supposed to get into anal. Sorry about the douching. We were supposed to.
No, I mean, I think it's fun. It's fun to talk about.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and find. I'm gonna get some advice from someone and try and try it.
Yeah.
I think it's great. I mean, I think it's like a healthy thing to do, and
yeah. What if we went to a gay guy bar and we brought a tiny mic and asked everybody what brand of douche they buy?
I think that's actually great content.
Everyone's like, I'm a top. I don't know.
I'm a top. I don't know. Everyone's pretending like they're a top.
Yeah. I can ask the guys in my sauna.
Please.
I feel like they're all gay.
All
the guys in my sauna last night were talking about Equinox, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
and saying what?
I didn't say anything. Well, because the sauna at my gym is like super duper small, and I'm comfortable going in there now, but like you're famously mostly naked in there, and so it was super crowded, and so I just waited a while to go in so that there'd be space for me. But then so I'm in there with like 5 or 6 other guys, all like older guys, well, ranging, all older than me. And the talk because it's the beginning of March, everyone's talking about, oh, it's so crowded in here. Like there were 550 new members at this club in the new year because of New Year's resolutions. And I wonder when they're going to give up on it. And then so like we're talking about how small the sauna is, all these new people. And then someone had brought up like how like Equinox probably has a larger sauna, has a steam room. They were talking about the ice bath that there's an ice bath, a cooling hot tub, and then the sauna, and they say people go from like ice bath to sauna, which is sick.
I think this is in Hudson Yards though, and this is not in my.
Yeah, probably. But then they were like, I wonder if it gets too crowded there. And then they were talking, and then we all decided not worth the $4. Like we were all like, we're here for a reason.
Yeah.
And so
I might actually cancel my Equinox membership.
Oh really?
It's killing me.
That's what I'm saying. It's so expensive. Do you go every day?
No.
Okay.
Maybe 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah. Do you get a...
What?
Do you get like when I was signing up for my club, they kept being like, do you work? They're like, where do you work? I was like, I'm in marketing. And they were like, oh, great, we can get you a corporate discount. Where do you work? I was like, small business. And they're like, oh, yeah, no. And I'm like, shouldn't the small business employees be getting a fucking discount?
100%.
And not the fucking corporation people?
100%.
Gonna write a letter. But anyway, I thought of you in my sunless.
Thank you.
It's so fun to just have beads of sweat.
It feels so good.
It's so cool. I used to really
I
hate
sleep
it.
so well afterwards.
Well, not yet, but maybe once I get into a routine, I will.
Tell me, subject switch.
Yeah.
How has your fashion changed since transition?
It's gotten
Do you think
worse.
it has?
No.
It's gotten worse.
Like
You're like, I used to be super fashionable as a woman.
No, I was
and now...
never fashionable as a woman. I was just wearing all of my friends' clothes because I was like, you're a girl. You wear that. I should wear that.
Right.
No, never had... it's... it's funny because like Britt has made comments of like, oh, like I'm starting to buy clothes that are too big for me because my like because of the muscles and the weight gain. And she's like, I don't think you need to be buying like such large clothes. And I was like, well, I'd rather them be big on me than small on me or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I try to find what my fashion is, because like fashion is like how you express yourself and your identity. But like I've just never been that attuned with fashion. I don't know what looks good and stuff. Like there's some guys I follow on Instagram where I'm like, okay, that's kind of, I want to dress like a like straight like quote unquote straight guy, but with like gay flair, and I haven't quite like pinpoint how to do that yet.
Yeah.
I just try to see like what brands I like, and unfortunately I tend to be like, oh my god, I love what's going on the Abercrombie page.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm like, way to, like, what a throwback.
Yeah.
Like their clothes now are like, they've really changed, I think, what they are offering. It's still so stupid expensive, but
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been in so many
yeah.
years.
There's one around the corner from here, so sometimes I pop in.
Okay.
And just like, it's pretty simple. Like I don't need anything too crazy going on. But I don't know. I have pretty shit fashion. I don't know how to dress to my to my
Shape?
qualities. Yeah, to my shape, but also like, you know how people are like, oh, wear a certain thing to highlight. I don't know my proportions.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how people are saying like the proportions and like have wear a waist that's here, like, but I don't know that.
Right.
I would love, if anybody's listening to this and you're a fashion superstar, I would love for you to tell me, style me, like give me a makeover. I would so benefit from a makeover.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
If someone like queer eyed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Queer eye.
For sure. Straight eyed
You
me.
don't need queer eye.
Well, not
So
them
that
specifically.
stuff is like very extreme.
Yeah.
You know?
Not them specifically, but like someone who's good at fashion. Just to tell me what colors I look good in, and
Sure.
like what
Yeah.
style pant leg I should be wearing, and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that.
What about you?
I
Because you're very
think-
fashionable.
I love fashion, and it's the main thing I use to express myself, I think, and I love getting dressed in the morning. I buy mostly vintage clothes because there's something about it that makes, I love the whole process of it. It's like finding a specific item that is very attuned to me, and then someone else has worn it, maybe, and maybe hundreds of people have worn it, and that sort of, it sounds gross saying it out loud, but I think the history of that I really love. So I love all of that. I think though, since I've before transitioning, the limit, I feel like limitless now, because before transitioning, before top surgery, I should say specifically, I just was wearing these big oversized clothes and with very specific shapes to try to minimize my chest.
Yeah.
Which worked really, really well actually for anybody that is in that stage of their transition and wants to have top surgery, or doesn't and just wants to minimize their chest. You know, if you wear, I have to put a few examples on my Instagram, but if you wear like a drop shoulder and emphasize your shoulders essentially, and you can try and minimize your chest, and that made me feel really good. But it also meant that I was a little limited in the rest of my outfit, because you're wearing a much bigger t-shirt, for example, then like what does that do to your trousers, you know, or you know, all this type of stuff. So since my top surgery, since this change in my body shape because of exercise and food change and testosterone, I feel like this unlock, we've talked about this before, but this like unlock of femininity and things that are a little smaller. Like I'm wearing t-shirts that are smaller, and it's funny because I used to look at myself in small, especially just after top surgery, I put a smaller t-shirt on and was like, damn, I'm a little twink, like I'm a little skinny thing. And although that is beautiful in its own right, it wasn't quite what I was going for. I was like, I really want to have a bit more meat on me. And now that I do, I'm like enjoying slightly smaller clothes, slightly more fitted clothes.
Because you're a shorts guy.
And I'm a shorts guy. But I've been working on my legs, and I love my legs now. And so I was like, oh, they have a bit of shape to them, whereas before they were little twigs.
Okay.
And so now I'm wearing these like shorter shorts for the gym, and I feel really good.
Yeah, nice.
You know?
Yeah. My shorts at the gym are pretty short, I guess.
Yeah.
Did you see what I posted on Instagram? This is the other day at the gym. I had to record my barbell
Oh, I did see it.
squats.
Did everyone go mad at your phone?
No, my ass.
Because I
Did you
thought you
see
wrote
that
something about your form, and I was like,
I was like, don't. Yeah, I was just like, don't, cause to preempt anybody that wanted it. But did you see
Your butt
the
coming to-
screenshots of well, that was from the side when I first recorded it. It was just straight behind me, and I'm telling, like, we need to like interstitch it because I like go down for the squat and it's just like boom. I'm just like, oh, now I get, like, I knew my ass was big, but I'm just like, now I know why Brit is so obsessed with it. Because I've been toying
That's
with the
cool.
idea of getting a reverse BBL.
Well, actually,
Potentially, yeah.
what does it do? What does that mean?
Just like lipo of my butt cheek, like just
Got
to
it.
get some. Because it's also, I'm like, yeah, if I'm gonna be doing like powerlifting squats, is my ass only gonna get tighter
Bigger, yeah.
and bigger? And listen,
I
it's
never
fine.
understand
It's
which way it
just
goes though, because it's like oh, let me some women want bigger butts,
Yeah.
and so they are doing lots of squats. But then I also know that I've worked with trainers before, and if you're trying to lose weight,
Yeah.
you're doing these things. So I never know which
Yeah.
it's going to do.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I guess it depends on like what like accessory
Yeah.
workouts you're doing with it, but that's so. You're like, well, I know a woman who's doing squats and it's not.
No, her butt's amazing, and it's making a huge difference.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just like play with it. I have my I have to go back to my top surgeon now that it's been over a year, and like I need to fix my dog ears, which I talked about, but I don't know, there's like all this other, he was also like, oh, we can do, you know, lipo on like your love handles so that you can have a more like masculine like V shape and stuff, and it's like it's also expensive and a little bit scary, and there's also the risk of the adverse effects happening as well, where like it could swell you up. So anything doing with my body, I just get a little scared about.
Yeah, I feel that.
Other than, of course, chopping off my boobs, but
Well.
that was a no-brainer.
Also, lipo is, I mean, look, I'm not caveat, I'm not a doctor and I don't know anything, but I read this study about how we have the same, basically, if you remove fat cells from your body, that doesn't actually remove the fat from your body. Like it removes those cells, but ultimately it puts something about putting more pressure on other cells.
I'm sure, yeah.
And basically it's just not helpful, you know?
And then there's
stuff
like
that
cool
scares me.
sculpting and like those
Right.
options as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess now I'm just like, oh, all these gender affirming like accessory things, but
Yeah.
the fashion stuff. I don't know. Look at me. I wear, you know, blue jeans and a
You're
t-shirt
great.
and a hoodie, and yeah, but yours is always like elevated somehow, and maybe it's just because you are handpicking your vintage stuff a little bit more.
And I have very few items, but they are like and this is over years, that they're like, I would rather spend $100 on one tee versus buy 5 for $20 each.
Yeah.
And I switched that when I was like 22. So like over 10 years ago, I started being like, oh, actually, let me just not worry about changing my clothes a lot, but let me get like the best quality
That'll
one thing.
last a while, yeah.
And so I've been doing that for many years, and so I have like a beautiful set of clothes that is like very curated and not a lot of them, you know.
Yeah.
So each piece is like quite special to me.
Nice.
But then it means that you can easily get dressed because you like most of the things.
Yeah,
You know, and they all sort of match together, and it's
Yeah,
fine.
that's cool.
So maybe I could help you. We'll go like vintage shopping,
Yeah,
and we'll
it's
find
been a
you
while.
some.
It's been like 2 years and you haven't. I don't know.
Well, I don't see myself as a designer in any way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just know what I like for myself.
Yeah, it's just dressing to my assets, and I just don't know what those are
Yeah,
or
and I
what my
wouldn't know
proportions
anything-
are, or
I
like
wouldn't know
anything
anything
like
about
that.
that either.
Yeah, I think I know what colors I look good in. Like
Tell
me
me.
and you, like a navy. I look really good in navy blue, in
Mm.
a maroon, in like an olive green, and like neutrals. Like I should not be walking around in like baby blues or like bright
Totally,
colors or
yeah.
anything like that. Which is typically what I end up wearing anyway. Like I know that I look really good in navy blue.
Nice.
Yeah, which I think is the green eyes.
Don't they do that like thing? Is this what you're talking about, where they look at your color and then they
Yeah, I
and they
don't know
match
how
it?
legit that is, and it's so much money to do.
Is it?
Yeah, and you have to like reserve it like months, and it's like not an easy thing to do.
Huh. I feel like my sister did it, which is on brand
Yeah.
for her. I don't know what colors. And we have like specific, like every time they're doing my makeup anywhere, they're like mixing three
Yeah,
like
yeah,
what are they called?
Shades.
Yeah, well, But what is it that you put on your face?
Oh, foundation.
Foundation, yeah. They're like mixing 3 foundations together, and they always go, "Huh,
Yeah.
you have such an interesting, tone or whatever." And it's because
You're
I'm
like
kind of yellow.
microaggression.
You say again.
I said you're like microaggression.
Yeah, no.
You have such interesting skin.
No, even when
Wow.
it's a black person or person of color, they're like, "Damn." I'm like, I know, because it's like pale, but there's like yellow tones, and then anyway. So I don't know what colors suit me, so I'd love to do it as well. Huh. Should we go to Good Boys in the News?
Yeah, you know what? We didn't do how we've been good boys.
Oh my god.
If we've even been good boys, which I have, but
You're always a good boy.
I know, but
do you
guess what?
ever
I
do,
have
you know
something
what?
that's
Fuck you.
bad.
Do you ever do anything
No,
bad?
listen.
No, you don't. I think we should switch this to you being.
I have a bad boy this year. This week,
go.
though. I try to be really genuinely good. I am a good boy, I think, in my life. I do bad things.
You are a good boy.
I gossip. I curse. I don't know what I'm like. Yeah, I guess I am pretty good.
You're a good
God,
boy.
I don't even break the law anymore. Well, I guess being trans, but
Oh god.
my bad boy is that I'm coming up on 1 year on T. April 5th, the day of the New York earthquake, is my anniversary, and I was 2 days late this week on my shot. I did it yesterday, and I'm supposed to do it Saturday morning.
What does that mean?
Really
Anything?
nothing.
Okay.
No, it's not that bad. It's bad if you are constantly like doing it off. I think it just means basically like at the day of your shot, your levels are obviously the highest, and then they are pretty level throughout the week, and like the night or day before your next shot is when it gets like lower. So I was probably just like a little bit low on my T levels, which means maybe my like energy levels.
Right.
I was probably got a little bit grouchy, which makes sense. Yesterday Brett was like, "Are you annoyed at me?" And I was like, "No." And it was probably just because I was low on my T, and then you go back up. So it just like messes with like it being balanced, but it's truly no biggie. But to her, she's like, "You forgot your shot, you have to do your shot like right now." And I'm like, "It's really not that big of a deal. It's totally fine."
Yeah.
But to me, that's, because I was just bragging the other day about how I'm always on time with my shot.
And I would imagine you to be. You're a very diligent human,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I was a good boy this week. This is all that's on my mind, so I'm going to say it, even though it's not really good boy or bad boy. So before taking testosterone, and maybe this is for tea time, I had no PMS. I'm just like a very like stable human. That's probably not true mentally, but in terms of hormonally, I'm pretty stable. So like I just don't have emotional times before my period. And I don't know what's happened recently, but I'm about to come on my period, and these few days I've just been so low, and not in a way that's like nothing's changed. Like I'm still walking around just like doing what I need to do, but like I just feel, and I wondered to myself, God, is this how like I felt sorry for partners I've had where their PMS is really bad, because there just felt like there was like a filter on the world where I was like, yo, I just feel a little bit shit, and I've had like little bouts of I wouldn't call it depression. I don't say that lightly, because I haven't been with someone that struggled with depression necessarily.
You're not? Fuck you, man.
Not depression.
So cool.
Look, I have other shit that, you know what I mean? Trust me.
Yeah.
But I think not specifically depression, because doesn't that have to be defined as like long periods of...
Not necessarily. You could experience 3 weeks of depression after a breakup, and like and then never experience it again, and you're still someone who like experienced depression. Chronic depression and like medically diagnosed depression would be probably like like that's just a part of your genetic makeup. Like me, I have diagnosed depression. Like it is within me all times, basically. But I think like
I definitely have like periods of being low. But I've found that it feels different. It feels like, I can feel that it's like a hormonal change. Like there's something like, I just feel sad, in a way that's like quite, I don't know, all encompassing or something. And I wondered whether it was I think it is the tea. Like I feel much better being on the tea, but then it's created these other hormonal like shifts, I guess. And it made me think, God, I'm really excited I'm going to get my eggs out soon. I hope to do it this year. And so I can stop my periods because I'm like fucking done with it. Do you still have your
Yeah.
period?
Yeah, it's interesting. Like my periods, I was told either like it'll slowly go away, or like one day it just like won't be there. The duration of my periods have shortened. Like I just had it this week,
Mine
and
have
it
too,
was
actually.
for like 3.5 days, much lighter.
Great.
Because I mean, like blood clot central,
Right.
like bleeding through an ultra plus tampon in an hour's time, like crazy. Could not wear pants without bleeding through them, like in an
Right.
insane way. And now it's like it's fairly light. I'm like not really having to use tampons, like whatever. But yeah, like slowly going out. But I'm my cramps are I've never really been someone who gets like cramps, and my cramps are really bad now when I have it. And like my cravings and my like moodiness definitely has changed. So I wonder if it's something with the testosterone, or I was also like it could be mentally that like I'm more dysphoric about having a period than I've ever been.
Yeah.
And so mentally that could be what's making me or you specifically depressed or sad or feeling low about it. But it could also just be hormonal, and depression's hormonal at the end of the day too. So I don't know.
Yeah. So I felt a little bit like M has been a good boy this week because I've been quite uniquely really low. She's been like very, very sweet and supportive, which I really appreciate.
That's nice.
But yeah, it's been weird. I just feel. I wonder if anyone else has experienced a shift like that with HRT. Please let me know and what you did about it. And maybe it's just what it is, you know.
Yeah.
And I try and see these moments. I try and, as a human, think about stoicism as much as possible. As in, and by that I mean like when I have a bad day, noting that it will pass, and you know, as long as we're all healthy and our families are healthy, then I try and like constantly think of I'm quite an optimistic
you're
naturally
yeah.
person where I'm like, well, you know, today was a shit day, but tomorrow won't be a shit day, you know? And I think that was what was hard because I was struggling to even do that, which is like my usual coping mechanism, which is like, fuck, that sucks.
And then you
but
don't
like,
feel like yourself.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I do try and do that. And then when a really great day happens, to try to like, I'm not very good at like super celebrating and leaning in on it because I try and be stoic.
You're
I'm
neutral.
just like, I just think it's healthy for the human condition, you know,
Yeah.
to like, but then Em will push me and be like when the Night Agent came out, I wasn't going to do anything about it. I was just like, great. Like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, what a great experience. And I was like, I was grateful for doing it and being on set and
Yeah.
whatever. And Em was like, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
we should celebrate it, you know, which is such a strange feeling for me to everyone sit around and be like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
did a great
Good job.
you know, and you're like, yeah.
But you have to do that. It's so cool.
Totally.
My dad talked about you on Night Age. I went up to my parents for brunch
cool. Cute.
this weekend with my sister, and like work came up, and he was like, because I showed you my mom had texted me and was like, "Is this Cairo? What did she say?
Cairo?
Did she
No,
say the wrong-"
what was it? Oh, I forget.
I thought it was like
No, it was cuter than that. It was like, oh, what was it?
I don't know. I don't know, but it was a
Anyway, yeah.
cute version of your name.
It was adorable.
And was like, oh, and it took a picture of you on the screen, and then my dad this weekend was like, oh yeah, your boss, that's the one that's on Night Agent, right? Because I guess they just watched season 2.
Yeah.
But you're a household name now.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Danny
With an I, guys.
Danny with an I.
DANI. Yeah. So anyway, that's not good boy, bad boy, but that's what's on my mind because that's how I've been feeling, and I'm feeling a little better today. But
You're listening to your body, you're feeling your thing.
Yeah, I'm
Also,
trying
there is this thing. I mean, listen, I'm not diagnosing you, and I'm sure this isn't it because I think it's a chronic thing. But I keep learning about this. So it's like, because there's CPTSD, which is complex post-traumatic disorder, and then there's this new acronym that I keep hearing about PMS, where it's like C something PMS.
Oh, I've seen that. Yeah,
and it's
CPD
when you're like,
or something. No,
it's like when you're like horribly depressed leading
Right.
up to your period, on your period, and right after your period. I'm like, okay, so all like that's
so
always
2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks.
Oh, you know what? We talked about fashion, but you know what your game really is?
Tell me.
Sneakers.
Oh my god,
You're a sneakerhead.
I'm a sneakerhead. Yeah.
Has your taste in sneakers changed with transition, or were you always into, like stylish trainers and stuff like that?
I've just always been into shoes, you know, like honestly from a tiny kid, every year my mum would be like, what do you want for your birthday? And I'd be like, a new pair of sneakers. That was my like thing. So I just love them. I don't think that anything's changed post transition.
Like, were you buying men's sneakers?
Yeah.
As a stem?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was. I'm definitely wearing more smart shoes now.
What do you mean by that?
Like more like suit shoes.
Oh,
but with
okay.
casual, like I'll wear like this outfit, but then I'll wear like
a loafer.
like a
kinda?
loafer or like a proper what would you call these? Like a lace up? You know, like a
But you mean like that you would wear with like leather
With a suit.
shoes that you would wear with the suit?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
exactly.
guess I just call them dress shoes. Which
okay, dress shoes,
can't
yeah.
be true.
I think that's true. So I'll be like, but I think that's just a little flair thing I have going on lately, which I'm like, I'll wear a dress shoe with like a casual outfit,
Yeah.
or I'll wear like a casual shoe or sneaker with like a suit.
Yeah,
you know what
I was
mean?
gonna say I'm the opposite. I'm like I
Yeah.
want to wear like nice slacks with some like Nike sneakers.
Yeah,
and,
100%.
yeah.
So I'm doing with that. So love sneakers. I love sneakers so much actually that I used to, and I've really chilled out on this lately. But I used to clean all of my sneakers with a toothbrush.
Me too.
You do that now?
Yeah, the white ones at the very least. Yeah. And I clean Brits for her. It's like one of my
Oh my
little
God, that's so
acts of
cute.
service. Yeah.
And also I rotate them a lot. Like I have to have enough to rotate so that I don't fuck them up.
Yeah.
And I it must be a bit of an OCD thing. When I have a mark on my sneakers and I'm walking down the street, I like it's
bothers
all
me.
I can see. It's
Yeah.
like all I can see,
Same.
you know? And I'm like, if I can't remove it, this is going to be an issue, you know what I mean? So yeah, but that's just a passion of mine. I don't know
Yeah.
that it's changed since transition at all.
Yeah. I always liked like a sneaker in the general term, but like when I was like a lesbian, it was like Converse and Vans, and now it's like Nike and New Balance. Like it's gone from like dyke shoe to like dad shoe, or like a little cooler than dad shoe.
I do feel more free in my choices now. Like I think when I was a lesbian, maybe this is because it was in London and it was just a different time and stuff, but I felt like sometimes a little judged if I dressed too masculine or casual. I felt I was put in a box more, you know? It was like, oh, that's a butch lesbian.
Yeah, okay.
That's a stud or whatever, which is totally fine. But I feel like now I can get away with more without someone boxing me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because tops are, I don't know what it is necessarily, but I
Yeah.
think I can like push my like scale of where I can push to when I get dressed is like quite wide now. Do you feel that?
I feel that, yeah. Well, because I'm also like I'm not trying to convince the world I'm a girl anymore.
Yeah.
And that like I know how to do it. And that like you
Right.
know what I mean? And we can't underestimate what confidence and like self-assurement can do for the way we
Totally.
express ourselves. So even that is like a huge thing. But yeah, like I also like when I was a lesbian, like I so badly want I don't think this is a problem. Like I love the lesbian stereotypes, and so like I'm like, yeah, I want to wear the shoes that other people call lesbian shoes because I
Right.
want you to see me walking down the street and
know
say
I'm a
that's a
lesbian.
lesbian.
Yeah.
I want to wear the Birkenstocks. I want to wear the Vans and like the whatever. And so I was specifically trying to cue that, I guess. And now being a guy, I'm like, I could wear something one day that you might interpret as I'm a gay man, and the next day I might look like a straight man, and I
Right.
might look like a man who makes a lot of money, and the next day I might be look like an unemployed guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that there's a little bit more range within that, I guess.
I also like
makes
really
sense.
like to push now against maybe it's a specific type of lesbian actually that I'm thinking of, but like the L word Shane type lesbian and
White
how they,
lesbian.
these white lesbians and how they dress, you know? But I don't know if it's because I've been in these spaces recently and stuff, but it's like, yeah, I don't want to dress like anything. I don't want to dress like a lesbian or a gay guy or a trans guy. Like I just want to dress like
Like an
Kylo.
identity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I just want to like be like that. And today's version of Kylo. Do you know what I mean? Like I woke up this morning and I feel like wearing this thing, or I feel in this headspace and this is what I want to wear. So I'm going to do that. And I push myself all the time to feel limitless in that way, because I think it helps me feel a bit more fluid, a bit more myself. And fashion's so good for that, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like on a shit days, wearing something, you can help your confidence and
Yeah.
the way that you walk through the world with what you're wearing, right? It's like the
Totally.
packer and, you know, the whole package of it. Yeah.
Cute.
you.
It took a lot in me when you said limitless to not sing. Because listen, can you
You
believe I
can't even-
can't? Unlimited.
It's pretty
Together
good.
we're...
You're hitting it.
Yeah.
It's
totally.
strange,
Everyone
but
at home.
yeah.
Everyone at home is agreeing.
Yeah.
Our music profession sound engineer. I saw her laughing at me.
Yeah. Did you see Cynthia? I know this
Did
is.
I
don't know if
see
this is,
Cynthia? Yeah.
I can't stand it. My
Yeah.
whole heart, my whole junk, my whole everything. She's perfect.
Truly, and also that medley was so good.
Oh my God.
Over the Rainbow, Home, and
Unbelievable.
Defying Gravity. So it was funny, and we'll move on to because we have to do Good Boy, Bad Boy, but Britt was like, "Oh, we have to watch the Oscars live," and I was like, "Do we?" I don't know.
Yeah.
I had gotten back from the gym and then I wanted to do some meal prepping and some straightening around the house. So she sat in the living room and she was watching it, and I kept being very boy about it. Okay,
I'm not-
just
I
fill
don't
me in.
care.
I'm not watching
Yeah.
it live. And then I didn't know that they were opening the show, and I'm in the kitchen and I hear Cynthia and I run into the living room and I sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm here. And then a minute into the medley, I turned to Brett. I was like, should we watch Wicked tonight?
And you're into it.
Hooked. Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
just it's so fun. I'm Wicked pilled. I love it now.
You know what? I'm embarrassed to say I haven't even seen it yet.
Really?
Yeah, I
You have
know.
to watch it. You can watch it
I
at home
know,
now.
I know, but it's because here's the thing. It's because I want to watch it so bad. I want the right moment for
Okay,
it.
yeah.
So we keep and we want to watch it together, Em and I, and so
Yeah.
we haven't been in together and all this sort of stuff. And I just really want to focus and
It's
for it to be
really
good.
fun.
I know.
I really like it. And
Well, I'll
she's
report
so
back.
good in it.
She's so good, but she's just so good.
Everyone is so good in it, but she's so good in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't seen her. That was the first time I ever really saw her in anything. I didn't get to see The Color Purple.
Right.
Well, actually, when I was a kid, I did,
But not this version.
yeah,
What happened?
the video,
Which one?
the big one.
That's okay. It's not the end.
Steal.
Yeah, you can steal it. Well, yeah, it's an iPad. Oh, it's the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can steal it.
USBs.
We can just do a
We'll get to
temporarily
yeah.
unavailable for the video, and then we'll do this. God, I love the soundtrack. I listen to the soundtrack at the gym.
You do?
Yeah, because are you listening to
Like it's inspiring?
yeah, and the first song on the soundtrack is Good News. Do you know the musical? Did you see the? Do you know Wicked?
Yeah.
Outside of
yeah,
the movie?
I've been to see it.
Well, Good News / the Wicked Witch is dead
Uh-huh.
is the first song on it,
Okay.
and it's and the instrumental to it that leads into it, the intro is and
And it gets you hyped.
yeah, for sure. And then there's some that I skip. I skip Jeff Goldblum's song. I'm like, I don't need to hear this. Not for the gym.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
it. We good?
Okay.
Hands up.
Hands up.
Hands up.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, well, so your task for next week is to douche
Yeah.
and watch Wicked
Great.
and and come back with notes, okay?
But not at the same time. Maybe I could douche before, so I'm very ready for Wicked.
Yeah. You can wear a butt plug while you watch Wicked. I'm sure
You
that's
used
how a
a
lot
butt
of gay
plug?
people watch that. I've used one before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, good boys,
Good boys
in
in
the
the
news.
news. Where's mine? Okay.
Okay, it's here, right? Hold on.
Yep.
Okay. Puff
Oh, God.
Puffer fish.
Oh. Okay, I thought you were going to do something about Puff Daddy.
No.
Okay.
Puffer fish release toxin when they inflate. Okay, this is the first part. Just
Okay. When they inflate.
So when they inflate, they release a toxin.
Okay.
And it's deadly in high doses, but in small doses, it's a narcotic. Okay? And so dolphins have been gently bopping them to get
I saw this.
to get a mild high.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's really cool.
I mean, good boy.
Who am I? The dolphins?
The dolphins. Not the puffer fish. I mean,
Yeah.
it's actually quite mean for the puffer fish.
You
Apparently,
can't
they
control it. It's their nature.
totally, but they only puff out when they're stressed, and so the dolphins are going up and giving them a little
Yeah.
knock, and then they're like, "Oh shit!" and they puff out, and dolphins are like, "Great, thanks for the
Yeah.
little high."
Yeah.
That's so cute to me.
I think everyone deserves to get a little high.
I think so.
Dolphins are interesting creatures.
What do you mean?
Well, they rape.
What?
Yeah.
That's what you took away from all the facts of dolphins?
It's a
Dude.
pretty big one.
Yeah, but I mean, firstly, producer check on this, that dolphins rape.
They do.
And secondly, they're really intelligent, gorgeous creatures.
I'm not saying that they're not. They just also happen to rape.
So do humans.
Yes,
And not all human,
I'm
you know what I
aware.
mean?
Yeah.
That's not the defining, that's not the like
Yeah.
the identifying feature.
Yeah, it's just so interesting. It's interesting because there's a lot of literature about it because it's a specifically like whoa thing.
But I feel like loads of animals do that, you know what I mean?
I'm sure.
I feel like loads of
I know,
spiders
but
and
when you
loads
think
of like
dolphins, you're like, oh, like
they're
little
so
dolphins.
cute. Yeah,
exactly.
And then
you're
they're like out
actually,
raping. Yeah, okay, got it.
Talk to us about it.
Male dolphins have been observed engaging in forceful mating behaviors, including hurting females and preventing them from leaving. While this is a form of sexual coercion, it's important to avoid applying human moral concepts like rape to animal behavior, as they do not operate under the same social structures or ethical considerations as humans.
Well, there you go. Misinformation
Feels like a lot of gaslighting.
misinformation by Reed Motti.
No, I stand by the girly dolphins. Just
Yeah.
because they don't speak our language doesn't mean that it's not happening.
Totally. And they do speak their own language, dolphins.
Yeah?
Like they've been known to like they're communicating.
Yeah,
So there could be a little bit of coercion,
yeah.
you know?
So you're kind of backing yourself into a corner here.
Oh, I don't know. I thought they were cool because they were getting high, but you've just ruined it all.
Here's the thing: as someone who loves to get high, good boy in this.
Good boy,
context,
dolphin.
good
Bad boy if you are raping, which I've just learned right now. Awful.
It's just one of the, listen, it's one of those things like that you read on like a Snapple cap, and you're
Sure.
like, oh my god, dolphins rape. Of course, that's gonna stick in my brain for a long time.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Heard. Okay. Well, that was I thought it was really cool.
That's really fun.
And I wanted to.
I wonder what it's like for them. I wonder if it's like weed or if it's like whippets. Like, I wonder which.
Yeah, which type of high it is.
Yeah. I would guess like a whippet because it feels gaseous.
Yeah, like it's getting them hyped for a short period of
Oh
time.
my god, they're huffing nitrous gas. I love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Or that maybe now it's you've ruined it. Now they
Right.
they do a little bop, they get a bit
And then
high,
go-
they do some rape. they're like, great. Now I'll go on my pillage to rape all the. I'm like, what? You ruined it.
Yeah.
I have to tell Em this because last night she was like, I wish my spirit animal was a dolphin. I was like, really?
Listen,
But no.
my girlfriend has an entire solo show called Dolphin Mode.
Okay.
And best believe I've told her that dolphins rape.
Great. We're still rocking it.
Okay. Mine is Senate blocks ban on transgender athletes as Trump pushes forward.
Wait,
And
repeat.
Senate blocks ban on transgender athletes
Yeah.
as Trump pushes forward. So I would like the Senate is the subject here. And so I'm going to give them a rare good boy to the
Oh, I see. They've
tournament.
blocked it.
They've blocked
the ban.
Yeah.
Okay,
so here's
cool.
the thing.
Yeah.
The bill had like a 54 to 45.
Okay.
I might have those numbers wrong. Vote, and so they needed 7 Democratic, like basically like there was like a filibuster happened. They didn't have the votes that they needed, and basically they needed seven Democrats to vote yes in order for it to
okay.
go forward, and none of them did.
Great.
Like not a
That's
single
cool.
one, which is like, and I'm giving a rare good boy, but that doesn't mean that I think Democrats are on thin fucking ice. But this is really cool because it's going to affect trans athletes from elementary school all the way through college.
Oh, amazing.
But the second half of this is that it does, and this happened this morning, or it was reported on this morning, and so Trump, as he is still moving forward with these restrictions despite not having the legislative backing.
Is that possible?
Well, it's what he's doing with these executive orders. He said, executive order, don't give youth gender affirming care. And even though it's not law yet, we saw a bunch of hospitals
still
pull
fucking
it.
doing it,
So like
yeah.
people are just bending the knee, And so he's going to keep doing what he can do until someone sues. I mean, people are suing him. So
Did you see this amazing person that was like, "Hello, Madam
yeah.
Chairman." No,
Yeah.
Madam something.
Yeah.
And he's like, getting all angry.
Yeah.
It's like, my preferred pronouns
like,
are chairman.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I know, but.
yeah. And my favorite thing was I thought that when I first saw that, I thought it was like another government official, but it was a constituent who was just like phoning in to have.
Exactly.
And I was like,
that's amazing.
yeah, it's like the was it the governor of Maine that
Yeah.
was like,
See you in court.
yeah, see you in court actually.
Yeah.
Good, more of that.
More of that. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
And he got his little knickers in a twist.
Yeah.
I thought it was
I
fantastic.
don't even want to think about his tidy whities because you know that that's what he's wearing.
100%.
Skid marks.
100%.
That's all I can think about.
I haven't tried tighty whities, and we sort of have a pair for them, right? Would you describe
Which one,
those
the
as
dyke brief?
Yeah.
Maybe.
No?
I think if they didn't have if the thigh was higher, maybe. If it was like cut more in a V instead of on the thigh.
I'm gonna try them.
Yeah.
But don't you get like, is everyone hair removing? These like beautiful gay men that have these tighty whities on? Because I have hair that's like not, my pubic hair goes into my leg.
My pubic hair goes to my ankles. Some people just don't have a lot of hair.
Oh my
but
God.
yeah, I'm sure they wax and get it removed. But also some people, like I'm just
But like what I'm saying is
hairy.
it's in a spot on me that I think is strange because I'm not body shaming, like hair shaming at all.
Yeah.
It's coming out just enough to like get over the threshold, but
Yeah.
like not, like it looks like just my pubes are sticking out,
Yeah.
I think that's what it would look like.
But that's fun, no?
Is it?
I think I'm so pro pubic hair.
Okay, great.
No matter
Then
where
I'll
it
try
ends
it.
up on the body. Like I'm just
Yeah, like
so
even if
pro
it's at my
hair.
ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because after the T, I was just like, I truly do not know where the pubes stop and the leg hair starts.
Right.
There's
You just don't
no
know.
telling the difference.
So cool.
Yeah. And so,
Whereas like for me, you can though. So I do. So it will
because
be a
it's
very
different textured hair.
Well, I just don't have any hair on my legs.
Oh,
Barely. So
okay.
it would be a real statement because I think it would be like, here are my pubes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Loud
Which
and
is.
proud. But when
okay.
you say tidy whities, you don't mean like the Fruit of the Loom, like Hanes tidy. You're talking about like the really cute, tight, like, yes, that shape of like tidy whitey shape of underwear, but like the tight one that gay men wear, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of tidy whitey. I'm thinking of like it's loose material. It's yellowed from
got
years
it.
of use, and like
Yeah.
that's what I think of when I think of Trump's underwear.
Totally. Oh God.
Just gag thinking about it.
That's
But you're
the
talking about like
worst.
the really nice, like
Totally.
hot ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like the European bathing suit,
Yeah,
like not
exactly.
quite a speedo. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks, Motti. Good boy.
Yeah, good boy, Kylo.
Have a good one. Yay.